Alcohol use by underage drinkers in the United States is a major public health problem. It is illegal for people under 21 years of age to drink alcohol in the United States. However, alcohol is the most commonly used and abused drug among youth. The Centers for Disease Control states that youth ages 12 to 20 have been found to account for 11% of all alcohol consumed in the U.S. And more than 90% of this alcohol is consumed in the form of binge drinks. The 2013 Youth Risk Behavior Survey found that among high school students during the past 30 days, 35% drank alcohol, 21% binge drank, and 22% drove after drinking or drove with a driver that had been drinking.
Prior to Prohibition, the drinking age varied from state to state, and many states didn't enforce a drinking age at all. From 1920 to 1930, the 18th Amendment prohibited the sale and consumption of alcohol in the U.S. entirely. Prohibition was repealed in 1933. However, states still set their own drinking age, most of them at 18. In 1984, President Ronald Reagan passed the Minimum Drinking Age Act in response to the drunk driving epidemic of the 1970s. This created a national drinking age minimum set at 21 years old.
With all this information, if underage drinking is not enforced overall, why even have a law restricting it in the first place? Why hasn't the law changed with regards to underage drinking if studies and proof show that it happens anyways? Even other countries have seen this and have lower drinking ages. But why? Are the negative commonplaces regarding underage drinking actually accurate in the real world?
One side of the drinking age controversy is for lowering the minimum legal drinking age from 21 to 18 in the United States. Research shows that the drinking age of 21 does not actually accomplish one of its main goals of lowering drunk driving traffic fatalities. The percent of alcohol-related fatalities actually began decreasing in 1982, which is about 6 years before most states raised their drinking age to 21. Furthermore, the decrease in the percent of drunk driving fatalities was greater from 1982 to 1987 compared to the decrease from 1988 to 1993, which was 6 years after the drinking age was raised to 21. The years following the raising of the drinking age in the U.S. saw a smaller decrease in drunk driving fatalities compared to the decrease of fatalities seen in countries with a drinking age of 18. This suggests that the decrease in drunk driving is not due to irresponsibility of late teens in handling alcohol, but actually due to the advancements in automobile safety. Another argument for lowering the drinking age is that it will take the thrill out of breaking the law. The United States condemns the consumption of alcohol by those under 21 years of age, which makes teenagers curious about alcohol.
Back in France, drinking is pretty normal, I guess. I started drinking when I was 14. As soon as you look pretty old enough, you're pretty much allowed to go to bars and never check your ID. It's kind of our culture. We're getting used to being responsible to what we do when we drink, although in the US it seems like you guys are pretty irresponsible, usually, from what I see.
This curiosity is furthered by the prevalence of alcohol in modern-day culture. Alcohol consumption is heavily portrayed in many movies, TV shows, and songs, which makes teens even more curious about alcohol. This, along with the thrill of doing something they know is illegal, causes teens to consume alcohol. Furthermore, the negligence of police officers and other officials makes it easier for teenagers to access and drink alcohol. An estimated 2 out of every 1,000 occasions of underage drinking results in an arrest. This means that many teens get away with consuming alcohol. Many law enforcement agencies don't prioritize the prevention of underage drinking since this requires too much time and effort for such a minor offense. Also, much of this underage drinking happens behind closed doors, making it hard for many teens to get caught by law enforcement.
The drinking culture back home encourages people to do it more publicly. I feel like the drinking culture here is a lot more behind closed doors.
In other countries, the drinking age of 18 causes the integration of drinking into the culture. By doing this, teens learn to drink responsibly, lowering the amount and likeliness of binge drinking among teens.
The main argument for maintaining the minimum drinking age at 21 is that it reduces traffic crashes, protects young people's maturing brains, and keeps young people safer overall. Another reason why some are so against lowering the drinking age is because many believe that, based on research, that young people have a different, much more severe reaction to alcohol. Studies show that teens get drunk twice as quickly as adults do, and also have more difficulty knowing when to stop drinking. Studies also show that alcohol has many other severe effects besides drinking and driving. For example, Europe has more underage drunkenness, injury, rape, and school problems due to alcohol. In addition, according to a study endorsed by the New York Times, a lower drinking age was associated with a statistically higher risk of unintended pregnancy, and largely as a result, worse infant health. People also worry that lowering the drinking age to 18 will make teens younger than 18 to become curious in consuming alcohol underage, creating the same problem in society that we have today, just at a younger age.
Okay, lowering the drinking age in the United States would be a very bad idea because people would start drinking really much earlier. They're drinking now in college, and if they will lower their drinking age, they will start if they're 16 years old.
People are also worried that alcohol will serve as a dangerous gateway to other drugs, such as marijuana, painkillers, and even cocaine. According to a study conducted by the Journal of Studies of Alcohol and Drugs, a younger person who drinks alcohol at a younger age is more likely to use illicit drugs. Alcohol serves as a potential gateway drug and could lead to a different drug culture in the United States, creating an even more dangerous environment to live in. Many argue that the drinking law has had a positive effect on society. The National Traffic Highway Administration estimates that about 900 lives have been saved each year since the Uniform Drinking Age Act was passed in 1984. So over 25,000 lives have been saved because of the current minimum age drinking law.
I think in Holland, the lower drinking age does not result in greater responsibility in drinking because people don't know, like they drink a lot when they're young and they don't know what they're like. When you're young, you don't know what you're doing. But on the other hand, in the United States, the college drinking is not. That's weird too. Like it's like the people drink so much too. Like they don't know their
Limits.
They don't know the limits. Yeah.
I think lowering the drinking age in the United States initially would have some negative effects, but I think in the long run it would increase responsibility of the drinker and it would also increase a more social scene.
In the US, it seems like it's very regulated. It's pretty hard to get alcohol by yourself, but specifically at Penn State, it seems like it's very easy to get alcohol. It's very easy to trespass the law, which I think is kind of interesting for me. I think it'd be much easier to lower the drinking age in the US to 18 because there's no point.
For years, the drinking age has been a highly debated issue. The controversy has gone back and forth. Should it be maintained or lowered to 18? Opponents of our current drinking age claim that the relationship between drunk driving and underage drinking doesn't hold as much truth as commonly believed, and that the enforcement of the drinking age is almost non-existent, making the drinking age useless. However, advocates of the legal drinking age refute that traffic fatalities due to underage drinking has increased, and that lowering the drinking age would put the development of young adults at risk. When looking at other countries, it is clear to see that the drinking age of 18 changes the lifestyle of young adults. It makes one wonder what our own country would be like if the drinking age was lowered. College students would enter school as legal, having already experienced drinking and becoming accustomed to it. Perhaps they and younger kids would behave irresponsibly and impulsively. Or maybe they would be able to better handle adulthood by having full legal responsibility. But this raises a broader question. Is a minimal legal drinking age even relevant or worth it if both ages are not sufficiently enforced?